Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where everybody is today in the world whilst watching this. I'm so excited. At the same time, it's kind of bittersweet. Laura, how do you feel? This is our last of the STEM Tech series.
I was just thinking about that. So that's why I'm already creating ways that we stay connected with Izzy and STEM Tech and just keep
Right.
growing and giving our audience and the global family access to this information and everything that we've been discussing. So it's not goodbye, it's until the next time.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm so happy that this is also the the final topic for now, not forever, just for now. Okay. We're talking about feeling great on the inside and how that allows your dreams to absolutely soar. Now,
Mm.
Laura, you and I know this. We've been practicing this ourselves. I'm kind of new to the game of the last year or two, where I've really started taking care of my body, and it was so interesting for me how doing that and really focusing on creating a fun existence allowed me to then start to see opportunities that I never even knew were there before.
Mhm.
You kind of sit back and go, where was that 2, 3 years ago? Why did I not have that then? But I
Yeah.
mean, that is just to me the most amazing thing.
Yeah. And again, everything that we do at the Shift and Co. and when we bring Izzy on and what we've been talking about in the first and second series of this three-part podcast is really creating a life that is joyful.
Mm,
And in order to experience joy and happiness and less stress, we need to be feeling good. What we take into our mind, what we ingest, what we eat, who we surround ourselves with, that really has such causation on everything. And
yeah.
learning what mind body consciousness connectivity is all about, and however you want to look at it and break it down. But this is such a passion of ours. What we do and how we think about what we do on a daily basis absolutely creates the outcome. So, why not do
For
the very
sure.
best with the best products? Think the best, read the best, listen to the best podcast, take the best supplements, and really
Yeah.
create this environment that will spark a fun, stress less life.
And the best part about what you just said, Laura, is when you get into that flow and you start to really shift your life, all you want to do is
Yeah.
share that with everyone around you because you
Yeah.
want that same happiness and joy for everybody,
This
right?
is what I love about Izzy, because Izzy wants everyone to live this amazing life that he lives. It's not without
Yeah.
effort, but it's a creative effort. It's a tapping and tuning in to this God force, universal, spiritual, conscious awareness effort of,
Mm.
oh my goodness, I can create a fun life and I can have money and I can do beautiful things for others. It's important.
That is indeed. So speaking of Izzy, let's welcome Izzy to the stage. Hello,
Yeah.
Izzy. How are you doing?
Hey guys, good to see you
Hi.
again.
Missed you.
Long time no see.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
So, Izzy, obviously, we're having this chat with you today because, as we just said, we're very excited about the fact that our lives are starting to change or have started to change for quite some time now. And we're able to share that with other people. And one of the things we wanted to talk about is the fact that if you're wanting to share that, one of the best ways you could do that is by having a business that really does provide you with joy and allows you to really uplift people around you. And I know that that is one of the core ethos of STEM Tech, but maybe you'd like to tell us a little bit more.
Well, it's not just one of the core ethos of the company, it's one of my central cores in life. And
Mm.
let me be clear about something. Um, I'm a big advocate of leading a life filled with passion, filled with freedom, filled with options. And really, that's what these opportunities do. It's not that they change what you do, it's that it affords you the options that most people don't get. And when we created STEM Tech, we had two purposes in mind. Obviously, as a business, we wanted to grow that and make it successful, and we did. We expanded into 50 countries. We've sold 10 million bottles and more of our products because they're efficacious, they work. But more importantly, we wanted to create a construct where using an alternate marketing media, we could get the products out into people's hands because most products need a description, they need a voice. And our product
Mm.
comes to life in that voice. I took it. I felt this way. I feel this way now. So it's a word of mouth situation. Um, and watching what's happened to hundreds of thousands of people around the globe with our products physically has been enlightening. But to be able to contribute to them directly and change their lives and give them options has been the greatest joy of the last 20 some odd years of my life. It's been fulfilling. If anybody finds me on Facebook, I'm a big advocate of leading that alternate lifestyle. Do the things that make you happy. Your life can be anything that you dream of it, being. You can manifest that here and then manifest it out here just by believing it, accepting it, and then taking the necessary steps. My mentor had a saying. He said that life is a banquet, but most people starve because they fail to step up to the table. And that's really what I'm all about and what the company's about, giving you the option to take that step. And quite honestly, even if it's not with my company, we live in a day and age where people still live paycheck to paycheck. They're 1 week away from failure. God forbid something goes wrong. Business Week just had another article out saying that most people can't handle $1,000 emergency if it occurs. So if their car breaks down, they don't have the resources to fix it to go. And that is a construct that we foist upon ourselves because we live in a time where opportunities are rampant. If you look at it, people used to say that the best opportunities were behind us. That's a bunch of nonsense. It is so quickly evolving. You just need to be attuned to it, jump on it. And one last thing, Laura, you talk about a business. That word business scares the bejeepers out of people because it involves huge investment. No, it doesn't. You can literally start a business like mine or many others for the cost of a cell phone. Who doesn't have one of these smartphones? This is about $1,000. For less than a third or a quarter of that, you can be up and running. People are afraid of business because they lack education. I don't know how to run a business. You don't need to. If you get involved with something that has a support system, which we offer, we guide you along the way. We literally hold your hand, mentor you, and get you up and running. And the third thing is that people are afraid of taking the risk. Well, if you're going to invest 50, 100,000 in a brick and mortar business, you damn well better be scared because if it fails, you're in big trouble. I have a cousin that lives not far from me. He started a restaurant, invested $150,000 to get it started. It ran for a year. He had to file bankruptcy. But there are businesses that you can start there where the risk is so small. I started my adventure with STEMtech for about $300. And to be honest with you, Laura, as you know, I started this at the worst period of my life. I had my traditional business had collapsed. I lost my life savings. Every asset that I had was taken away. I literally borrowed those $300 from my mom. And I said, Mom, I got to get back up on my feet. So I invested the $300, got to work, mastered 3 or 4 quick principles, used our tools. Here I am 18 years later. I've got an 11,000 square foot beach house not far from here where I let my mom, aunts, and uncles live. It's kind of like their retirement home. And I'm only too happy to do it. Last night, Laura, you saw I posted on Facebook, swimming in our pool, overlooking the ocean at the beach. And we've created lifestyle changes like that for thousands of people across the globe. And we're not the only company that does that,
And I really think there's a few good points here quickly. So many of us think, how am I going to go from here to there? And I can attest, you can stay where you are for the time being. Keep your job, keep going so you have some sense of security to the best of what that's offering you. But do not block yourself from that opportunity or the possibility of starting. And Stefan and I always say your side hustle or your dream job. This is what I love about STEMtech. You want to talk about, and I'm going to keep saying this, it's the people. This is not investing in something and they just drop it on you and off you go. I personally can attest to some of the higher ups, one of them right here with us today, their phone, their email, their heart, their soul, their education, their tools. It is there. And a shout out to Ray and Sam on a personal note. If I call either one of them at any moment, including Izzy, of course, and say, I need you, I need this, I'm scared, I'm confused, what do I do? At that moment, they actually step in and they kind of course correct anything, though there's not anything that can go wrong. And then they come right back to you. They show you, they teach you, they instill this confidence and this support unlike anything I've ever seen out in the world. And it really is a company about the people and for the people, wanting them to do something amazing with their life. And you can stay at a level just introducing the products out to people, and you also can create a business from it. It's amazing. And it really doesn't have anything to do with the products right now. It is the people. Just go in the company for the people alone.
You know, I think we live at a point in time, kind of like in a sci-fi situation, where there are two universes converging on each other. We've got this one construct that says, still to this day, you got to go to school, you've got to get an education, you've got to get a secure job, you've got to till the soil, and work till the day you die. I call that the 40-40 club. You invest 40 hours a week at a place you hate, at a job you don't like, for 40 years of your life to enrich somebody else, to retire on 40% of your income and die 40 times sooner, frustrated and disappointed. But there's that break in the fabric that really came to light during COVID. For 40 years, I've been telling people, you don't need to be shackled to a job at a desk. There are situations where you can work from home and still have that income, plus the free time to enjoy your wife, your children, your family, and build that nuclear unit. People scoffed. Along came COVID. It was devastating. But the one thing that I take away from that is the fact that how many of us evolved into that work from home construct and now don't want to give it up.
Right.
But the one thing that they do need to free themselves from is that employer-employee relationship, that linear income model where you're trading time for resources. If you flip that around and you work what we're calling the side gig, you stay where you are, but you build this new venture like our business until a point where it equals and surpasses yours. My big thing is do this, bank everything you're making until you can carry yourself for 2 or 3 months. You've got that cushion, and then come on board.
Yeah.
I earn, and this is not a bragging situation. It's not a hype issue. I paid the price. In our first 2 years at this, I worked diligently. I spent the time, kept my day job.
Where
Did we
is
lose
he?
Izzy?
Oh, there he is. Izzy, you there? No,
No, I think we've lost Izzy.
no.
Oh gosh.
Okay, how do we
And
get
I was
Izzy
looking like
back?
hanging on every word.
I am too. How do
Okay,
we
Izzy,
get our? Go ahead.
if you can hear us, maybe just exit the studio and come back in. It might fix everything.
Oh,
Whilst we're waiting, though, I mean, this is just all so incredible. And Laura, you and I were chatting when we're prepping again for this episode, and we were talking about that fear of failure, right? And Izzy even said he hates the word business because that word is it scares the bejeebers out of everyone, right?
Right.
And simply because it is daunting, it is this thing that we've created in our heads to be phenomenally difficult,
right.
right? But if you took the fear out of it, if you, and actually you and I both know this because life coaches use this all the time. If failure was impossible, if there was absolutely no way for you to fail, if you knew it was going to be a success, and in fact it already was before you even started, would you not just go with it?
Yes, and just give yourself this. Hold on, I'm just going to tell him to come back in.
Yeah.
And again, this is what I love, and I'm speaking. My apologies. He said he it's okay. He brings up a good point, and all of us, me, I'll speak for myself. I know what that feels like to do that grind because we have to.
Mhm.
We have to do the grind because, and we have all this list of responsibilities. This is what I love about creating something that brings you joy and fun. You are not creating a business, you are creating a way of life
Right.
that encompasses the wealth of mind, the wealth of finance, the wealth of sense and sexuality, the wealth of joy. This is what I love about STEM Tech. It's a product that actually restores. So use that as the metaphor of how you can
Mm.
take a step back and look at your life and know you are on the power seat of choice at every given moment. And even though I know our mind is trained to think I am the victim of something, of a circumstance, this company allows you to crack that, break it. No, you are not. You can come in at such a small amount of investment and you can do whatever you want with it. Personally, I just started to take the product. That's all. I didn't think about
Yeah.
investing or creating a company. I just wanted, because I've done a lot of research in my life on the holistic side. You and I talk about this all the time. These were products that are plant-based, no synthetics, no chemicals, no add-ins, very important to what I want to bring into my body. And they had all this amazing support in my immune system, which is what we need to live a full
Yeah.
life. Now you take these, and what do you want to do? You want to share them with your friends. Now you can start to create this very cool flow of a business. You really can. All I'm going to say is opportunity comes a knocking for a reason. The
Mm.
universe is bringing you this podcast. Our heart and our soul driven purpose is because we want everyone to know what we know. There you are. Back to you, Izzy.
One of the downsides about living your dream in the Caribbean is that the internet and power go out frequently. So we just lost internet connection. My battery's kicked in, but the internet's out. So I'm doing this on the phone. I hope that's okay.
That's
So
absolutely.
we'll give you a moment, and I'll let Stefan take the floor for you to maybe give a few moments left of
Yeah.
where you were.
So I'll actually, well, if you're whilst you're gathering your thoughts there, Izzy, the one thing I wanted to say, which is, I think so key, enigmatic wisdom, and everybody's heard this, says act from the belief that something has already happened, right? Act as though your business that you're wanting to start is already a success. But the best part about this is that it is already a success.
Yeah.
You've got a team of people around you who you don't have to know how to do stuff. Laura just said if she doesn't understand something, picks up the phone. Hi, Izzy. Hi, guys. I need help with this. Please make sure this works. Great. And off you go. There's no other business I've come across with that level of support. There's no other business that I've come across where, and I'm a huge believer, and I've been a salesperson my whole life. I refuse to sell something that I do not believe in myself.
Right.
Where can you find a product that is so incredible that literally is like, we actually don't need to blow our own horn
Right.
Right.
because just try it.
Yeah.
You'll love it. And you do. It's mind blowing. Absolutely mind blowing.
Yeah.
And I would say very quickly, Izzy, and then I'll leave this alone. What I love is that when you take the product yourself and you feel the change, what do you want to do? You want your family and your friends and your community to know that you don't have to wake up exhausted. You don't have to not be close to your partner. You don't have to have a clearer mindset, that there is something out there that will help support the natural chemistry of nature.
Yeah.
You bring up three incredibly valid points. I'm going to address them backward. One of the things I tell everybody in our business, it's not like selling hamburgers or hardware items or paint supplies or traditional business type items that people get into. Once you've tried the products and you understand that they are truly efficacious, that they work exactly the way that we claim, they don't do a damn thing. And people laugh when I say that. We don't heal, we don't cure, we don't make any hype. This is a very hype-free situation. But once you've taken the product for a while, your energy levels increase, your mental acuity, it changes, your focus becomes different. You become a better part of where you are. What happens is, real quick, you've got two different ages. You've got your biological age and you've got your chronological age. I'm 65 years old chronologically, but biologically, I'm functioning at about a 40, 45-year-old level.
Woo!
Take any medications. I'm not on anything out there. I don't take any drugs. I don't have cholesterol issues. I don't have any blood pressure issues. Why? Because I've been treating my body correctly through its stem cell concept for the last 18 years. Friends think that I have a picture of Dorian Gray somewhere because I really haven't changed all that much. The other two points are, and Stefan, man, you really hit something that's close to my heart, because my mentor drilled this into me decades ago. And basically what it translates to is manifestation. I've
Wow.
lived my entire life through that. When I got involved with STEM Tech, I saw myself here at this end product 18 years ago. There was never a question in my mind that I wouldn't be here, but I didn't invest in the outcome. I just trusted the process.
Yeah.
I just followed the due diligence. When I was younger, I used to drive a car that you could hear coming down the road. I mean, it made more noise than a Mexican mariachi band. And I would park 2 blocks away from where my appointments were to meet with my prospects, because I was embarrassed about the car. But in my mind, I kept looking at the hood and I saw this TriStar mounted on that hood. It was a Mercedes emblem. To me, that was my end product. I want to build this to the point where I don't have to drive this jalopy. I can get a real decent car. It took about a year and a half, and I manifested it. There was that car. And I do that to this day. Napoleon Hill said, what the mind of man can conceive and believe, the mind of man can achieve. We give you the support mechanism. You're right, Laura. Every single one of us is dedicated to the individual success, because that's part of the collective success. If that one person makes it, then it creates a cascade effect uphill. And we take a lot of pride in that. A lot of companies talk about success stories. We have those. I've personally helped create, 40 millionaires in the last 40 years. 18 years with STEM Tech. And I'm not saying that everyone that does this will become one. Everybody has their own level of success. We want to find out what makes people happy physically, help towards that. And then the financial goal. In Mexico, my people are excited to earn $1,000, $2,000 a month. That's a big deal down there.
Right.
And here in the States, an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month coming into the average family makes a huge, huge difference. A lot of companies, they want to talk about making 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month. Come on. Those are available, but really that's out of the realm of conception for a lot of people. Can it be done? Absolutely. But I'd much rather deal with life in a real positive influence. Let's get that extra 2,000 going. We get there. Let's see where we go from there.
Right.
If you want to go further, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
But it's about the individual mission. That's what we want to fulfill, that individual mission. And we're there to help.
And that's
Izzy, you said something in our first episode in the series about impacting people's lives. And that is what this is about. If you're wanting to make $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month, whatever the case may be, you can do that. But if you're focusing just on the money, the chances of it coming is going to be slim to none.
Yeah.
If, on the other hand, you're partnered with a company like STEM Tech that really is aiming to uplift people, and instead of thinking about the dollar signs, you're thinking about how many people you can impact.
Yeah.
How many people's lives can you make better? Suddenly, it becomes easy. You're not even thinking about the money coming in. It's just coming into your bank account. And I think that is, to me at least, phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's it. It's life balance. It's karma. In our first episode, we talked about vibrations. People feel that. If it's a pure mercenary aspect, it resonates. Laura, you've heard me do this on countless calls. My first question when I talk to anybody is, how do I provide value for you? What are you looking for? It's not about anything other than that. It's not about what I want. If you genuinely want to provide value, the rest flows. And in our previous episode, we talked about the fact that a lot of where life is about where you exist mentally. Yeah. If you allow things to be difficult, they're going to be burdensome. But if you look at the joy and you approach things with an attitude of gratitude, you really are about giving instead of getting, it all flows. And that really is true in the business that we're in. If you're genuinely concerned about making a difference in somebody's life, physically and financially, it flows. The minute it's mercenary, really.
Shoot. So I think we're going to maybe have to start to wrap up, just because the connection right at the end, Izzy, was getting a little choppy, and I do not want anything distorted of what you're saying. I do think everyone is certainly understanding what we're saying here is people first, compassion, gratitude, happiness, fun, and joy. And let's understand that STEM Tech and the Shift & Co., these are opportunities to begin to experience what that can look like for you if you choose.
Right.
Absolutely. So as we do wrap up, as our audience does know, we always end off with a tarot reading and power quote. And Izzy has said that this is his favorite part of it. So without further ado, it's actually a very simple reading, which I love because normally the readings are quite nuanced and all the rest of it. This is literally just saying straight up, the world is your oyster. All you have to do is bring a little bit of balance to yourself, and it's all there. And that's exactly, we were just saying, instead of thinking that you have to swap time for money, get a work-life balance, start a business that impacts more people, and the world is literally going to be your oyster. It already is.
I love that. And now you guys are going to love this.
Oh,
So
yay.
when we were in between, I just pulled up. I said, okay, universe, I've got a second. Give me what is going to empower. And the quote is, take on personal responsibility and be accountable for your decisions.
Oh my God.
Ooh,
Yeah, there we go.
I gotta have
beautiful.
a lot more often. I love you guys.
I know.
We're definitely going to have you back a lot more because I've been loving these episodes as well. It's been A, enlightening, and B, I think just for our audience at least as well, so informative.
Yeah.
That there is a better way of life. What we're seeing out in the world today is not all there is. You don't have to be sat behind a desk for 9, 10, 12 hours a day, hating everything. You can have a wonderful relationship with your spouse and your family. You can have a lifestyle that affords you the opportunity to do whatever you want when you want, right?
And I
think
love
that's just
also,
beautiful.
oh, sorry, Stefan.
Mhm.
What I love also with Izzy is the education behind the expression and the happiness and what we're sharing. This is these beautiful golden nuggets that help shift the mindset. So no matter where you're listening, there's information that people will take, right? We're seeding the mind with opportunity just to learn, even if you don't take a product or you don't start a new business. Now they understand maybe a little bit deeper. It's important to talk to my partner. It's important to maybe allow myself to think that I can do something beyond what I've settled for. This is an example of reaching beyond your present condition and helping people along the way. But that may just be helping a child, helping an elderly person, helping a neighbor. This is what I love about STEM Tech and the Shift & Co. People first.
Absolutely. Well, Izzy from the Shift & Co., a huge thank you for joining us over these 3 episodes. To our audience, we hope that you found the series incredible. We'd love to hear your comments. If there's any questions that you have for us or for Izzy, please do sound off in the comment box below. As always, like, share, and subscribe. We want to get this message out to as many people as we possibly can. If you'd like to purchase a copy of Laura's book, as always, the link is in our description. If you'd like to hear more about STEM Tech or Izzy, the links for the profiles are also in the description as well. And we look forward to seeing you on our very next podcast next week.
Thank you, Izzy.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And thank you, Izzy.
Thank you.
Bye now. Bye, everybody.